So you go on your whole life thinking and believing that you're a sinner. Everything you do is pretty much a sin because that's what you were taught, right? And that's what you believe. And it's not something that, a teacher told you, because we all know things that a teacher might say, they get easily dismissed. They say a lot of things. Yet we don't, we don't accept everything. And something that my priest might say to you is also dismissed in a sense, because we already think that what's another sin, right? But when someone close to you, someone such as a sibling or a cousin, is suggesting that you are a sinner the moment you were born, the moment that you took your first breath, you committed a sin. So you can go on, and live this holy life. You can be a perfect human being, yet you're a sinner, regardless of your ethnicity, color, race. So you take that to heart. You take that to heart because that's someone that you trust. That's not even that's not even an adult. That's someone that's someone of your age, someone that you get in trouble with, someone that you spend every day, every summer with. So you believe that in a sense, to a degree. Although, you remember something else. You remember something different. Because at night, when you pray and when you talk to God, you recall something different. You think of the time when you talked to God and you prayed and you asked God for forgiveness. And you don't ask God for forgiveness in the sense of, I hope he forgives me. You just knew in your heart that God will forgive you for washing a dress on a Sunday because you needed that dress later, or you needed that dress on Monday for school, or you saw a button and you use these sharp objects which you're not supposed to use on a holiday, but yet you did it anyway because you had to, because you knew Father wouldn't be mad at you. Not only that, you took it as far as to talk to God. You even joke around so freely, so deliberate, to say that, Father, I know you forgive me. You know I had to do this, right? And I know it's a Sunday and I wasn't supposed to do this and that and the other. But you know why I did that. And I know there's people out there in the world committing such crazy crimes and horrible things. And yet I'm doing something that doesn't hurt anybody. And I know by my religion it's not something that I'm supposed to do, but I had no choice and you forgive me. And you know why I did that. Not only that, I know you love me regardless. I know I'm your favorite. And God, Father, do they know that everyone is adopted, but I'm the real one? That's how free you talk to God. Perhaps the amnesia wasn't fully settled in. That's what allows you to speak with God so freely. You had this assurance that he won't punish you. Because you're, in his eyes, in God's eyes, you're not doing any wrong. You're not hurting anybody. And God understands and forgives you. Because that's not a sin. To wash a dress on a Sunday or on a holiday when you really need it later. Or to use something, a sharp object, or to wash clothes, or to clean the house on a holiday. Even though everybody's saying that. God forbid grandma sees you doing that. but you're not hurting anybody, and you ask for forgiveness and you know you're forgiven. You knew deep in your heart that's not a sin. So what is a sin? Maybe to hear the truth and not believe it. Maybe that's bad. Maybe that is a sin. Could you accept that? Isn't that more freeing, more deliberate to know? This is not a video to empower you or to uplift you or to motivate you for a period of time, so then tomorrow you go forget all about it. Like a movie that you watch when you're a kid. You watch an action movie and then for the next couple hours you're such a ninja. You're doing all these karate moves. So then tomorrow you forget all about it. This is not what it is. It's to hear the truth, to hear the promise, and ignore it, thinking that you don't have the time for that. You still have to manifest certain things, and then you will get to that. Well, do you remember a time when you vowed to shine? When you pledged to remember? So don't ignore. That's what I'm saying. Because I shall remind you until the end of times. Even if it takes me a lifetime. Perhaps redeem you. Even if it takes me an eternity. When you hear the truth, you would know. You don't need any convincing. So walk and assume that you are what you want to be. That you are God. And that God is not someone who lived 2,000 years ago. But God is that who you see when you look in the mirror. And sin is not to have a drink or to smoke, but to hear the truth, to find out the promise and ignore it or delay it. I love you.